Hey, we're back for a new episode of EV Morning, and need I say it, at this stage, you grab yourself a cup of something hot and settle in for the news. It's a busy one as we travel around the world, hunting down the latest, greatest EV stories. My name is Martin Lee, and if you like what we do here, hit subscribe and the bell icon so you never miss a show. Well, it's been a busy time lately for Tesla, although when is it not ever a busy time for Tesla? They've had some increases to the EPA ranges of their cars, which we think is a result of some of the battery changes that have been made, particularly with their standard range vehicles. There's been an adjustment to the configurator as well to how Tesla describes those standard range Model 3s. Used to call them SR Plus or Standard Range Plus, and now simply Model 3, or perhaps Model 3 rear-wheel drive, if you like. We're also seeing record numbers of deliveries and no signs of the growth stopping. But it's not all good news over at Tesla. They have had to roll back a version of their beta full self-driving software because of safety concerns, and there's been a couple of recalls because of an issue with the left link of the suspension potentially coming loose, and their forward collision warning and emergency braking systems also the subject of a recall. Let's also mention the pilot program in the Netherlands. Yes, the long-awaited, long-rumoured and long-maligned in some cases opening up of their supercharging network has started. Now, it's only 10 locations in the pilot program, and we are going to see non-Teslas already charging up as long as they have the Tesla app downloaded. How do you do it? Well, you plug your car in first, then you open the app, and presuming you've got signal, most people do have a signal on their cell phone, you then tell the app what stall you're at, and it will start charging. So, no swiping of RFID cards or your bank card because, well, there's nowhere to swipe them on a Tesla supercharger. All done on the app. So it's not a seamless experience like Tesla owners continue to get. You just turn up, plug in and walk away, but as close as you can get. Now, of course, non-Tesla owners pay a premium, of course. The price is more expensive and it does vary between stations, but it's still less than other charging networks here in Europe that I've seen. So I'm watching it keenly. They do offer a subscription as well package, which will lower the price significantly, actually, per kilowatt hour if you're going to be using those stations a lot. My main concern with this is that the Tesla supercharging stations are designed for Teslas normally to reverse into the parking bay if they're in a row. We're not talking about the ones that are mirrored or the drive-through ones. And actually, some cars' charge ports are in a pretty awkward place for the very short cables on superchargers. So I hope we don't see any friction between non-Tesla owners and Tesla owners with people crossing the white lines or blocking spaces. We'll have to wait and see. Let's hope everybody is sensible and calm as we get over the bumpy bits. Now, you might remember that we sent Daniel to the IAA show in Munich a couple of months back. One of the cars we were really excited about was a Chinese car, the Ora Cat, and news is coming to Europe. Well, now we have pricing for the UK, and it's exciting. We're going to see more competition with the likes of the Leaf and VW ID3 getting alternatives. This time it's made by the Chinese company Great Wall Motors, and they're making the Ora available for pre-order in December. Deliveries in the first half of the year in the UK. Prices start at £25,000. Now, look, that's not cheap. I'm not pretending that 25,000 big ones you find down the back of the sofa, but in the relative terms of electric vehicles and just cars generally, I think it's okay. You get a lot for your money. You get a 63 kilowatt hour battery pack. That is gross in terms of the entire pack. You might not be able to use all of that storage, but for 260 miles, £28,000 for the larger battery pack, 80 kilowatt DC fast charging, 11 kilowatt AC charging as standard, I think it's looking more compelling. Meanwhile, another Chinese brand, although one with a British badge on the front, the MG ZS EV, has been a hit, not only here but across Europe as well, and it's getting a facelifted version already, and it's got its UK pricing. and it's going to be competitive. It starts at £28,500 after the UK government grant, and you get the facelifted MG. I think it's got a bit of Hyundai Kona about the front end. Now, we talked about the specs already on the channel, so we won't go into loads of details. You get 68.3 kilowatt hours usable, you get 76 kilowatt DC fast charging, and there's 3 specs of the car which will take you up to early 30s, maybe 32,000 pounds, a little bit more in euros. Of course, this car not available in North America, but you do get vehicle to load. Now, I think, I'm trying to look into this, I think you have to buy, or it comes with, some sort of adapter to plug regular appliances into the charging port of the car, much like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6. That is a really big deal. Let's talk about Volvo next, and I don't mean the owners of Polestar, I mean actual Volvo Trucks. And 2 bits of news for you, so let's start with them expanding their lineup to 6 with the addition of 3 new lines. We'll begin with talking about the FH, FM and FMX. They're the new trucks from Volvo. They're coming in the second half of 2022, so a little while to wait. The new trucks will be rated for 44,000 kilograms. That's a lot of weight to pull around, so they will be equipped with either 2 or 3 motors, combined power up to 490 kilowatts, and big old batteries. They're going to use Samsung battery cells inside, and there'll be 18,000 individual cells with a capacity of 540 kilowatt hours. Looking at a range of up to 380 kilometers, 235 miles or so in the right circumstances. Charging as well, AC charging at 43 kilowatts, DC fast charging 250. Now, announcements like that are all well and good, but the bean counters at Volvo want to know who's buying them, and they'll be happy with DFDS, one of Northern Europe's big logistics companies, who have ordered 100 of the FM trucks. Deliveries starting at the end of 2022 and continuing into the following year. Let's jump to China now, as they've hit 1 million public charge points. The EV revolution continues apace in China as the country electrifies at a really quick pace. In addition to those public points, there are more than 1 million charge points used privately. Over the last year or so, they've been adding 40,000 public chargers per month, and we don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon. Ioniq 5 from Hyundai is a great car, and it's getting a battery boost. Initially launched with a 72.6 kilowatt hour battery pack, some people noticed, hang on, there's a little bit of room in that battery pack, a couple of empty module slots. In fact, the cousin car, the Kia EV6, has a bigger battery pack. When it arrived, it came with a 77 kilowatt hour pack, and people wondered what was going on. They're built on the same platform. Now, it looks like Hyundai are dropping in the extra 2 modules into those cars and filling out the battery pack to have the same size as its Kia cousin. Don't get too excited if you're listening in the US, because you guys were always going to get the bigger battery pack, and you won't see the range boost that the likes of Europe is getting compared to the original launch specs of that car. Holy moly, I'm over time already. I meant to keep these shows short, but I always waffle on too much. How do you think the Ora Cat and the facelifted MG ZS EV will sell around Europe and also here in the UK? What about Tesla over the last couple of weeks? How crazy have those times been? How do you feel about the events happening around the world in the land of EVs? Let us know in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do here, give us a thumbs up. It tells the bosses that we can make more shows just like this one, and we'll see you on the next one.